This time on Monkey Life. It's all change for the Gibbons as the care team prepare to form a new all-male group.
Leo, come here.
Right, go James. Gently. Yep, you got him. Good boy.
Sami the marmoset's health check causes concern.
She's got a massive caudal vena cava coming through from the heart, through the liver here.
And bedtime for Hananya's chimps, but little Thelma just wants to play. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
I think this one's a little boy, and I think that that one over there might be an older lady.
The park provides a home for more than 250 monkeys and apes from 20 different species. It's an early start for the primate care team and a massive day for 3 adolescent golden-cheeked gibbons. Today, Mikado, Tio and Zach are about to leave their families to form the park's first ever Bachelor Gibbon group. The 3 youngsters are going to be moved to an enclosure at the top of the park, and it's a major operation.
What we're trying to do here is not your usual Gibbon introductions. We're going to create a little bachelor trio of young men. So we've got Mikado, and then Zach, who's actually from this house, and Tio from Peanut's group down at the bottom. The planning that's gone into sort of this move has gone on for, 6 months, maybe even longer, because we knew that we were coming to a point where there were going to be social problems in the family groups, and we had to come up with a solution.
In the wild, males leave their families at around 6 years old, and more often than not, it's their fathers who kick them out. To avoid any major conflict, in captivity, these family dynamics have to be carefully managed. This can sometimes mean splitting up the males in the group and sending them to other wildlife parks.
So far, there are no suitable homes for them to go to, so we're making sure that we give them the best opportunity to have a good and comfortable life. And the best way to do that at the park right now is to create this young bachelor trio, because it means that the 3 lads are all sorted out in one go. That doesn't mean that this is going to last forever, or that it'll even work on this occasion, so we'll have to wait and see how we go.
The first manoeuvre needed is for established couple Jake and Zoe to move out of their enclosure. They'll head to the main Gibbon complex, leaving their son Zach behind to meet his new roommates.
There's a lot of coordination going on this morning to try and make sure everything runs very smoothly. We want to do this with all the animals fully conscious and alert, and so there is no use of anaesthetics and things like that. So that's obviously a bit of a mission. It's quite a difficult thing. We've done lots of preparation, so hopefully we just see if the day goes well. James, if you do the bottom slide there, yeah?
Jake is first up.
All right, Jakey.
The team are hoping that the weeks of training they've put in will give him the confidence to walk into his travelling crate on his own terms.
Go on, Jake. Need a bit more space, eh? Go on.
Jake takes a moment to consider his options. Before making up his mind. And once he's safely in his crate, it's the turn of his partner, Zoe. The team thinks she might be the trickiest of all to move.
So hope she moves to the next stage as easily as that. Come on in, Zoe. You've boxed these Gibbons before.
I thought she was going to be a nightmare.
The training is paying off.
So Jake went in, a little bit of a delay when he was in the crate, but he was fine once he was in there. Not too much stress really from both of them, and then Zoe went straight forward, straight into the crate, which really surprised us because we thought that she might be a bit more difficult out of most of them. But yeah, they've both gone in really well.
So far, things have gone smoothly, and more importantly, without much stress for the two Gibbons. As Jake and Zoe head to their new home, the care team begin preparations to move the final two members of the new all-male Gibbon group. Family groupings at the park are varied, and with 34 marmosets calling it home, making sure the dynamics work can be challenging. These tiny South American monkeys live in pairs or small groups, like this family, made up of Jeffrey's marmosets, Luna and Fred, and common marmoset, Sami. Sami's been living happily at the park since 2012, when she was rescued from the pet trade. It's often tricky to know the age of rescued primates, but it's believed she's in her golden years. Recently, the primate care staff have noticed some changes in her behaviour.
She was normally quite a strong character, but she's actually become a lot quieter, which is completely out of character for her, and just keeping herself away from the other two. Physically, we've also noticed a few changes in her. Her coat has become a bit greasy, which can be an indication of just being a bit under the weather. She's lost a bit of weight, so we can feel some bones in her back, on her backbone, and she's got a distended stomach, so we just want to get her into the hospital and give her a good check over and see if we can find anything.
It's always difficult for the care team when the animals they look after show signs of losing condition or becoming ill, particularly if the vet needs to be called.
There's always worry every time you take an animal to the hospital. You worry about what you're going to find, but you also worry about anaesthetic. Every anaesthetic can carry a risk. Obviously, young, healthier animals are less of an anaesthetic risk. Older animals with potentially health problems are a bigger risk, but we can't do anything about whatever's wrong with her unless we know about it. So the best thing for her is to get her knocked down, get her checked over, and then we can deal with any problems we find.
So this morning, Karen's taking Sami to the park's hospital for an investigation by vet Dave Harding, who's met Sami before.
She's had various treatments over the years, but she's never really been investigated as to what might be wrong with her. So we're going to take a look at her today and give her a quick anaesthetic and hopefully do some x-rays and hopefully do the ultrasound scan as well, although she's very, very small, so it's quite difficult to get much detail on these very small animals.
Once she's asleep, Dave plans to x-ray Sami to see what's causing her swollen stomach. It can be a sign that an animal has a tumour.
There's very poor abdominal detail. The scan will tell us whether there's any fluid in there. I might just see if I can take a little look at her heart as well, but she's so small it might be quite difficult.
The x-ray hasn't revealed what Dave needs to know, so he's going to do an ultrasound scan. High-frequency sound waves create an image that will hopefully give a clearer picture of what's going on inside Sami.
Can you just turn the lights out, please, Jamie?
What Dave finds is not good news.
She's got a massive caudal vena cava coming through from the heart through the liver here. That's the main vein that comes in from the abdomen and comes through the diaphragm and then into the heart here. And you can see it's coming through into the right side of the heart. That means that the heart's not distributing the blood, it's backing up, which is the liver's quite big. And there's no evidence of any fluid in there that I can see. I mean, that explains quite a lot because that will cause liver enlargement.
It's a surprise for the team to discover that Sami's distended stomach and changed behaviour is actually caused by a malfunction with her heart.
There's not going to be any solution for the underlying problem. She's got a massive heart, which we can't reverse that. The valve's abnormal, we can't reverse that. It's just managing the effects of it. I don't think we need panic about it.
Although Sami's condition is serious, Dave's happy she's currently well enough to carry on with her daily routine, under the close supervision of the team. And it's not long before Sami's up and about again, and back with Fred and Luna. She'll be given daily medication to help with her condition, but for now, she's just happy to be back with her family. The majority of the park's marmosets are rescued from the British pet trade. A few weeks ago, Alison went to collect common marmoset Sid, who'd been passed from pillar to post over the years. Sid finally ended up with Jackie, who immediately recognised the problems of keeping a primate as a pet.
My son acquired him in about January this year. I was absolutely devastated when my son brought him home because the first thing I said to him, it's cruel. He shouldn't be kept in a little cage like that. It's just not fair on the animal.
Jackie contacted Alison and Sid was rehomed at the park, along with another, younger common marmoset, Chuck. The new pair have settled in well together, and it was soon realised Sid, who Jackie thought was a boy, was actually a girl. So instead of just a pal to hang out with, Sid's got herself a toy boy. Today, Jackie and her sister have come to the park to visit Sid and hear the news from Alison.
So, yes, your boy has turned into a girl.
Girl. Very pleased.
Oh, yeah, I'll show you first. And she started coming outside, but only just.
Okay.
Sid comes straight over to see Jackie.
Sweetheart. Go. Hello.
She seems to recognise her former owner, and it's an emotional reunion.
Why is she putting her ears back?
That's a threat.
Really? So you think you don't like me anymore?
No, it's just letting you know that this is her couch and she's now got a boyfriend.
No.
See?
Hello. It's like she's got bigger in size.
Sid suffered from rickets and as a result has permanently misshapen bones. They limit her movement, but since arriving at the park, she's had a new lease of life.
Baby. Oh. Wait. Come on. Sit. Oh, big girl now, jumping on there. Look, gotta get back now.
It's so nice for us
Oh.
when we see animals come good.
Yeah.
And she's always going to be runted and stunted
Yeah.
and partially crippled. But the exercise in combination with the branches and the D3 and calcium,
Make it faster.
she'll get better and her mobility will get better. She's never going to grow to be a proper size.
No.
But look at how quick she
Different
can
she
move
is.
now.
And having a new boyfriend to chase around and play with is also an excellent tonic. The new marmoset couple are enjoying life together. And it's great for Jackie to see Sid in her new home. Sid's bad start in life has had a happy ending, and Jackie feels her journey south to see her has been worthwhile.
100% improvement, I can see. She's so much happier.
It's all go for the team at the Gibbon enclosures. They've already moved golden-cheeked Gibbons Jake and Zoe to a new part of the complex, leaving their son Zach behind. Now it's time for the team to transfer Mikado and Tio into Zach's enclosure, so the three boys can start the park's first ever Bachelor Gibbon group.
The end result today is that our 3 young adolescent boys will all come together in one place and then see if we can get like a little bachelor group.
Mikado will be first to be moved. The young male arrived at the park 6 years ago as an orphaned infant. After being hand-reared by the primate care staff, Mikado was paired with an older female called Alex, who became his surrogate mum. But now it's time for Mikado to move on. The team hope having playmates his own age will help him to develop as a young adult. For the primate care staff, relocating any animal is a big job, but gibbons can be particularly tricky.
Whenever we've got a situation like this, we are, of course, really, really nervous. You do lots of preparation, but there's always something that's unexpected. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
To encourage Mikado into his crate, Cat has some of his favourite treats.
Come here, Mikado. Come here, bud. What's this? Come on, then.
Closing the slide on a fast-moving gibbon is tough. Mistime it, and Mikado will be spooked. There'll be no second chance.
Beautiful. Well done. He hasn't moved. Go, James. Do it. Do it. Do it. Well done. Well done. That's it. Perfect. Good boy. Good boy, Mikado. Good boy. Jeremy, we're done.
Once he's safely in the crate, the rest of the team spring into action. They're taking him along to his new home, where he'll get a first look at Zach. His initial reaction may prove a guide to whether the two boys will get on or not. Jeremy and Kat do the honours and let Mikado into his new enclosure. For now, he'll have a bedroom to himself, but he'll be able to see and meet his future housemates from behind the safety of the wire mesh.
We are on track. Everything is going okay, touch wood. Just one more to go, so fingers crossed.
With Mikado's transfer complete and Kate supervising his interactions with Zach, the rest of the team turn their attentions to their third and final bachelor, Tio.
Oh, Tio. What's going on?
At 4 years of age, Tio will be the youngest member of the new group. He's the son of Peanut and Peng Yo. They've already had a son leave home when Tien moved in with Jake and Zoe's daughter Kim just 2 years ago.
Tio! Come here. Tio, come here.
Come on, then. What are you doing?
Hi, come on then. Come on. Tio.
Right, go, James. James. Gently. Yep, you got him. Good boy. Padlock. So this is Tio in the box, last one. So now all we've got to do is get him up to the house, unloaded, and everybody's where they're meant to be, so that's good.
It's been a particularly busy morning for the care team and the Gibbons, but then moving home is never easy. The reorganisation seems to have gone pretty well, but it's just the first step along the way to the trio becoming an established group.
The first round is good. Everybody's in one piece. The moves have gone down really well. Primate care staff have done just a brilliant job sort of getting the gibbons to go into their crates without anesthetics. So I'm hopeful, but we're not even a fraction of the way of where we're hoping to be. So in the coming days and even weeks, we'll have to wait and see.
It's been a long day for all concerned. For the rest of the day, the three Gibbons will be left to settle down. And tomorrow, the team will decide on whether to let this all-new bachelor group meet face to face. At Hananya's enclosure, the day is drawing to an end. And it'll soon be bedtime for the group. That's 19 beds for 19 chimps, meaning lots of wood wool, sheets and blankets for Katie from the primate care team to distribute around the bedroom. And as all the chimps like a snack before bed, she throws chopped up squash and tomatoes around for them to enjoy. Boss Hananya leads the way indoors and the others soon begin to follow. Patricia even brings her own bedding, while Kiki and Zeynep are considering a night under the stars. Thelma hitches a ride on Mum Cherry's back, while Evelyn's already inside, making her bed high up on the top platform. But for others, like Peggy, the bedtime snack is higher up the agenda. After all, no one wants to go to bed on an empty stomach. Jess enjoys the butternut squash, while Cherry opts for tomatoes. Thelma fancies a little nibble too. But like all youngsters, her main interest is playing. And she's going to delay bedtime for as long as she can. And Auntie Honey's happy to join in. Meanwhile, more of the grown-ups are bedding down. In the wild, chimpanzees build their beds, called nests, each evening, high up in the tree canopy. It's safer away from nighttime predators. Chimps have a strong instinct to nest build, but the youngsters need to learn the skills involved from others around them. Thelma's just getting to grips with the idea and watches how Valerie does it, as she gets her bed comfy all around her. Cookie's picked a nice red blanket to wrap herself up in. Chimps love a good night's sleep, and the better the construction of the bed, the more comfortable and cosy they'll be. So everyone makes the final touches to ensure a good night's sleep. Last to settle down for the night are Cherry and Thelma. Cherry's making a bed for two, which takes a bit longer. She piles her nest material high, and as soon as it's ready, little Thelma decides she's tired after all. There's nothing like snuggling up close to Mum and being tucked in before drifting off after a long day playing with her family. Next time on Monkey Life, Gibbons, Mikado, Tio and Zach discover what life's like hanging out with the boys.
Zach is just playing. He's just having fun with a stick.
And baby orangs Rika and Bulu meet maternal matriarch Xiao Kuai.